Have you noticed how your mind keeps replaying the same worries and negative scenarios, as if it never knows when to stop? Negative thoughts appear one after another, not because something bad is happening, but because your mind wants to anticipate everything that could go wrong. There is a hidden belief behind this constant mental movement. The idea that thinking more negatively will keep you safe, that scanning worst-case scenarios will protect you, that staying alert is a form of self-care. But look closely, has this constant vigilance ever truly brought you peace? Negative thinking presents itself as a warning. It says, be careful, prepare yourself, don't make the same mistake again. It sounds reasonable, but if you look honestly, you'll notice that this voice in your head is never satisfied. It always finds a new threat, a new mistake, a new scenario to fix. So, if thinking more were the solution, why does the discomfort remain in your mind? The mind confuses repetition of thoughts with control. It believes that analyzing the same problem again and again will make it disappear. But this is an illusion. It's like replaying the same scene from a movie over and over, hoping it will end differently. Nothing changes, except the exhaustion of watching it again. So then, what can you do about negative thoughts? Let's look at this more deeply. A negative thought appears in your mind and your body reacts. There is tension in the chest, contraction in the stomach, a shift in mood, but the thought never touched the body directly. It only passed as an idea in your mind. So why does it have so much power? The problem is that you believe your thoughts are reality. Negative thoughts are often taken as true descriptions of your present situation. The moment you believe in them, the mind becomes an endless narrator that colors your entire experience. The world hasn't changed, but you start perceiving it with distorted lenses. Pay close attention to this. Before the negative thought appeared, what was there? There is a silent space, a moment without mental commentary. That inner space is still there. Even while the mind is speaking, it never disappears. It only gets covered by the thoughts that come and go, like the sky that is still there behind the passing clouds. This will change how you understand your own mind. The problem is not that negative thoughts appear, but that you have believed in them, and therefore you infuse them with power. Your attention has been hypnotized by the story of those thoughts. You take them as interesting objects. So by getting immersed in them, you make them feel real. In this way, the thoughts take over the whole stage of your inner world and become your identity. So what can you do now to be free from negative thoughts? You don't need to fight the mind nor try to silence it by force. First, become aware that you are not trapped inside the thoughts. You only appear to be trapped from the point of view of the thought story. But if you recognize that the negative story is a mental object that you are perceiving from the outside, a natural distance is created between you and that thought. In that moment, you realize that you are the one who can observe and listen to the thoughts. If you were really trapped inside your thoughts, you wouldn't be able to notice them come and go. You wouldn't be able to notice how they change. Throughout the day, you can recognize that different states of mind and emotion appear and disappear, one after the other, and no state is permanent. So you are actually the observer of your inner states. You can observe your mind and feel your emotions from a distance. The only problem was that you were not aware of it. You were automatically dragged into the negative states without questioning them. You have practiced the habit of falling into those inner states automatically. So now your mission is to reverse engineer that habit. Here is how to do it. Start by recognizing that your mind is saying, "I'm caught in a negative thought." This already reveals to you that you are something different from the thought that you are seeing. In that recognition, freedom begins as a quiet relief. You are no longer inside the thought. The thought is inside your awareness. The mind keeps talking, but it no longer rules you because you are not bound to its content. It's like noticing you were never inside the movie at all, but that you are actually the screen that allows the movie to appear. You recognize that thoughts can't imprison you, because they are just stories that are passing through your inner space. And you are always free to believe them, or let them pass without reacting. This changes the meaning of everything you've assumed so far. Negative thoughts don't disappear because you control them by force. They dissolve when you stop believing in them as your reality. Their strength is lost when you no longer feed them with blind attention. So breaking the cycle doesn't mean that you always have to think positively, but that you can see your mind more clearly. You can see how the mind creates scenarios, repeats old stories, and calls that this is your reality, while you stay aware that you don't have to take it seriously. And now, as you listen to these words, ask yourself this quietly. What if I don't believe my thoughts for a moment? What happens then? Just observe your mind. Look at your inner world of thoughts and emotions without following what is there. Stay present, just for a moment. Observe your inner state in silence without trying to change it. Don't believe in what your mind says. Here, the exhaustion begins to fade. Not because your mind becomes quiet, but because you no longer carry every thought as if it were an absolute truth. Perhaps this is the simplest and most difficult revelation to accept. You were never trapped in negative thoughts. You were only believing in them. When that belief loosens, a sense of inner peace appears that doesn't depend on your mental or emotional state. A sense of peace that was always available, waiting for you to look in the right direction. If you like this content, don't forget to leave a like and follow my channel. Until the next video.